Hey friends, it's Lauren Taylor. Thanks for joining me here in my craft room for an exciting day. It's the new release day for February 2024 from Trinity Stamps with adorable spring and Easter themed products. I immediately knew that I wanted to create a card with the Squishy Bunny mini slimline card die set. It creates an adorable mini slimline card that has not only the cutout of our little squishy bunny, but the cover of the card has a really nice detailed embossed line around the edge. It just really steps up the die cut. I wanted to add a little bit of some interest to my card, so I'm going to grab my Lots of Dots 6x9 4-piece stencil, and I'm just going to use the largest polka dotted stencil, and I'm going to grab a light pink ink because I did die cut my squishy bunny out of some pale light pink cardstock. So I'm going for a tone on tone just to add a little bit of interest to this card base. So I have all of my stenciling tools ready to go, and I'm going to use a color from Pinkfresh Studios. This is Ballet Slipper. You can also get it in the Fairy Dust Bundle ink pack. And I'm going to use my blending buddy brush here to blend in that pale pink color through the polka dots of that Lots of Dots stencil. So it doesn't quite fit my squishy bunny die cut card base, but that's okay. I'm going to bring the ink down. I'm not going to go all the way to the bottom of the stencil, but I will get pretty close to the bottom. And then I'm going to pick up my stencil and just line up the dots to create dots on the bottom. So line those up using the existing color that I put in through the stencil, and then apply the rest of the ink to the bottom so my polka dots are seamless across my card base. Go ahead and clean up my stenciling, and then I'm going to grab my ergonomic bone folder to go ahead and help crease the lines of my card base, and then we'll move on to the next part, which will be stamping. Now, I really loved the new Hip Hop Hooray stamp set. It's a 3x4 stamp set, and there is a coordinating die, but I just saw that little bunny with the Easter egg and thought he was the cutest thing I've ever seen. And I also love that big, bold, happy Easter sentiment, and that both the image and the sentiment has a coordinating die. That is, I think I say it every time I create with Trinity Stamps, but I love that they have dies for almost every single sentiment in their collection. It's my favorite thing ever. So I'm going to do some alcohol marker coloring of my little rabbit. So I'm using Lawn Fawn's Crunchy Leaf ink to put down some brown ink to color in my rabbit with some alcohol markers. I have a mix of Copic, Ohuhu, and now Olo markers. So I'm just grabbing colors that I think would make a really cute bunny. So today I'm using Copic markers. I have the caps on the top here. So I'm starting with E53, and that's going to be the darkest color of my rabbit. So I'm just adding in the ink where I think it would be the darkest. So anywhere where there would be shadow from his like ears flopping over, or the sides of his face, or the bottom of his paws. And then my mid-tone color is E51. So now that I have the darkest color, I'm going over that and extending the color into the white open areas that I left when I applied my first round of colors. So I'll go ahead and continue coloring in my rabbit. And then after that, I'll grab the lightest color, which I'm going to use is E50. And this time I'm going to completely color in my rabbit. So just trying my best to blend all three of those colors together so it looks seamless, but also has shadow within the image itself. I'm going to bring in some pink colors for the ears. So this is E01, and I'm just completely coloring in the inside of the ears and adding adorable little cheeks, but I wanted a little more dimension, so I'm bringing in E02 for the inside of the ears as well. I didn't show the coloring of the egg because I didn't really like the color of the egg. I don't know how many different colors I put on that egg to get a color that I thought was okay, so I skipped over that. I'm also stamping my rabbit and my sentiment with a dark brown ink. This is a VersaFine Clair ink in Fallen Leaves. I do this a lot with alcohol markers when I stamp with a brown ink. I wanted a deeper brown, but I didn't have a deeper brown that was alcohol marker friendly. So I went ahead and used my Misty to stamp it, and then I can put that paper right back into my Misty and stamp with the darker ink. Once my sentiment and my rabbit were ready to go, I opened up the die set and I used the coordinating dies to cut out both of the stamped image and sentiment. And now I'm going to work on the layout. I'm just making a really cute, simple mini slimline card. I just really wanted this pink, brown, tone on tone look, and I was really happy with it, but I knew that I was going to need some bling. So or not some bling. I actually didn't use anything shiny this card, but I did bring in some clay confetti. So I'm going to use some foam adhesive to pop up my sentiment. So I covered that with some foam squares from scrapbook.com, just trimming them down to fit behind the letters. And I'm using my grid mat to help get my sentiment centered. And then I'll repeat that with my little rabbit. So adding foam adhesive completely behind him and then popping him up onto my card base. Again, using the grid to help me get it as centered as I can. I'm going to put a bunch of these garden party shaker bits into my little tray, and I'm really going for a floral look. I love the pinks in this shaker mix. Now I know it's intended for a shaker card, but those pink flowers are just too pretty. So I'm going to use my jewel picker. I still haven't found my Trinity Stamps one. I need to put in an order. I know I've been saying that for like a month now, but I will. And I'm picking up some of those clay flowers and clay leaves and adding them around my card. I just thought it added a lot of fun. It felt very floral and springy. And then I liked the added touch of the more lime green leaves just as another color to complement all the pink and brown colors of the card. Once those are dry, that's going to finish off my card. I hope you had fun today watching this adorable card come together. You can find all the information for today's Trinity Stamps hop down below in my description, including who to hop to next. Make sure you leave comments along the way so you could be entered to win a gift card, and don't forget to head over to Instagram for a chance to win as well. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you'll click like, and if you're new here, I hope you'll subscribe and come back. As always, you can find everything I use down below in the description box. Thank you and have a wonderful day. Bye!